If you believe that dramatically reducing belly fat within just 30 days is beyond your reach, you need to hear this. The framework I'm about to share will transform your physique faster than you ever imagined possible. What most people don't realize is that significant fat loss combined with improved energy levels and better overall health can happen in an incredibly short time frame when you follow the right approach. Throughout this video, I'm going to walk you through a precise blueprint designed to strip away stubborn belly fat while preserving every ounce of hard-earned muscle. Now, everyone understands that fat loss requires consuming fewer calories and choosing nutritious foods, but there are countless methods to accomplish this goal. What I want to provide today is an incredibly straightforward system that eliminates overthinking and gets you taking immediate action, because execution is what separates those who transform their bodies from those who simply dream about it. The initial strategy I want you to implement involves reducing how often you eat throughout the day. This recommendation contradicts the popular advice that insists you must consume 5 or 6 small meals daily. Instead, my suggestion is to limit yourself to eating just once or twice per day maximum. Our objective here extends beyond simply cutting total calorie intake. We're also minimizing the mental energy and decision fatigue required to maintain your fat loss journey. Consuming all your food in 1 or 2 sittings creates the ideal scenario for rapid fat reduction, and this approach has been my personal eating pattern for years unless I'm specifically focused on building additional muscle mass. You won't experience muscle loss, your metabolism won't crash, and hunger won't be an issue once you structure your eating windows correctly and allow your body adequate time to adapt. The advantage of eating less frequently comes from your stomach's natural stretch receptors that signal satiety to your brain. Your physical capacity during each meal has natural limits, which works in your favor. I'll detail exactly what foods you should include in your meals if you prefer an extremely simplified approach that doesn't involve counting a single calorie. Before we dive into meal composition, I need you to commit to consuming absolutely zero food for breakfast. An excellent strategy is beginning your morning with black coffee instead of food because caffeine can suppress appetite, and most individuals adapt surprisingly quickly to eliminating breakfast entirely. If waiting until evening for your single meal feels too challenging initially, then establish a 2-meal pattern instead. Schedule 1 meal somewhere around midday and position the second meal roughly 1 hour before you plan to sleep. Your next action step involves purchasing the most basic ingredients that create satisfying meals packed with essential nutrients while tasting absolutely delicious. The standard recommendation I typically provide is shopping along the perimeter of your grocery store, where you'll find sections dedicated to fresh produce, various meats and seafood options, dairy products and eggs, along with select items from interior aisles. However, today I'm providing extremely specific guidance to make this system directly actionable with zero ambiguity. When you arrive at the grocery store, begin in the produce department and select pre-cut fruit options like watermelon chunks, pineapple pieces, and honeydew melon. This section also offers avocados, and you can grab whole fruits that require minimal effort to consume like apples, bananas, and various berries. The critical principle here is choosing items that demand virtually no preparation time. You definitely don't want the hassle of cutting an entire watermelon when hunger strikes, because our goal is making your nutrition plan as effortless and convenient as possible. Reducing your daily calorie intake already requires significant willpower and mental strength. If you're experiencing intense hunger and open your refrigerator, you're far more likely to reach for ready-to-eat watermelon compared to some unhealthy alternatives sitting on the shelf. After completing your produce shopping, proceed to the meat and seafood area. Here you'll purchase 1-pound portions of protein sources including salmon, ground turkey, ground chicken, lean ground beef, chicken breast, along with other seafood varieties like shrimp or white fish. Your next destination is the frozen vegetable aisle. I strongly advocate for frozen vegetables over fresh options because they're already chopped, maintain identical nutritional value, and simplify meal preparation dramatically. Stock up on frozen bags containing green vegetables like broccoli, California blend mixed vegetables featuring carrots, broccoli, and cauliflower, plus a bag of mixed bell peppers. If your store carries stir-fry vegetable combinations, those work perfectly as well. Next, I recommend adding some carbohydrate sources primarily for flavor enhancement, though this step remains optional. Personally, I find my meals significantly more enjoyable when they include some carbohydrates. The simplest method for incorporating carbs without extensive cooking time is purchasing pre-cooked rice pouches like those brown rice options that heat in minutes. Make certain you have high-temperature cooking oil, such as avocado oil, available at home. Finally, you'll select your snack options, and unfortunately these won't resemble the typical snacks you're accustomed to eating. Your snacking choices must be easily accessible, protein-dense, while remaining low in both fats and carbohydrates. These include flavored tuna packets, sardines packed in water, nitrate-free lean deli meat, hard-boiled eggs, low-fat cottage cheese, zero-sugar beef jerky, and protein bars. Remember that protein bars should be limited to a maximum of 2 daily because they're the only item mentioned so far containing numerous added ingredients, extra sodium, and additional calories beyond the core protein content. Your subsequent step involves preparing your 1 or 2 daily meals, and stir-fries represent the easiest cooking method using these ingredients. Creating your incredibly simple stir-fry requires no advanced culinary skills whatsoever. Take a 12 to 14-inch frying pan and fill it completely with your mixed frozen vegetables, then cover it with a lid until they're thoroughly cooked and softened. You don't need to add any oil or nonstick spray during this initial phase because those frozen vegetables contain enough water to prevent sticking when you use a lid properly. Seasoning is absolutely crucial because if your meal doesn't deliver satisfying flavor, you won't continue eating this way and your diet will ultimately fail. I'd argue that creating delicious-tasting meals matters more than saving a few extra calories because simply by consuming this volume of vegetables, you're already dramatically reducing your calorie intake. Even if cooking isn't your strength, I'm providing the only seasonings necessary to make any healthy meal taste incredible. For seafood, try Magic Salmon Seasoning. Adobo all-purpose seasoning complements virtually everything. McCormick Smokehouse seasoning works amazingly well on chicken, turkey, or any meat. Finally, soy sauce is something I incorporate heavily into my stir-fries. Once your vegetables are cooked down and most of the water has evaporated away, add your full pound of protein, sprinkle your chosen seasonings on top, and cover with the lid again. After the protein cooks through, break it apart into smaller pieces, then add 1 pouch of your pre-cooked brown rice. Next, incorporate 2 to 3 tablespoons of your high-heat oil, and I typically add either adobo to the vegetables or a generous amount of soy sauce. Again, the meal must taste genuinely good or you won't maintain consistency with eating it. Mix everything together thoroughly and continue frying with the lid removed. If you're consuming 1 meal daily, eat this stir-fry alongside an avocado until you reach comfortable fullness, and you probably won't be able to finish the entire portion because it's incredibly filling. If you're eating twice daily, simply divide the meal according to your preferences. Personally, I choose a lighter lunch and larger dinner, reserving the majority of my meal for evening consumption. Beyond this main meal, you can still consume 2 to 3 fist-sized portions of fruit daily. This equates to roughly 3 large apples or 1 store-bought container of watermelon. Everyone can use their own fist as a measurement tool for determining appropriate daily fruit intake. Additionally, you have those snack protein sources available to eat after your main meal or meals without restriction. The tuna packets, sardines in water, and deli cuts all contribute additional protein to your daily intake with minimal risk of consuming excessive calories. That summarizes your complete nutritional approach. I guarantee that even without tracking calories meticulously, you'll burn substantial amounts of fat throughout a 30-day period following this type of plan. Remember, countless methods exist for designing a healthy nutrition strategy. You could substitute potatoes for rice, plant-based proteins like seitan or tofu for meats, or additional fruit instead of avocados. My intention was providing you with a crystal-clear method for structuring your plan that eliminates all confusion and allows immediate implementation. You'll naturally experience satiety from these whole food ingredients found along your store's perimeter. So if you can't finish your meal or meals, that's perfectly acceptable. If you want to track calories, I encourage doing so, but I firmly believe it's unnecessary with this particular approach. Let's progress to step number 4, which involves lifting weights regularly. While cardiovascular exercise can help burn some extra calories, you're already going to be burning more than sufficient fat with a satisfying whole food diet like the one I just outlined. You need to perform resistance training at minimum 3 to 4 days weekly to preserve as much muscle mass as possible while you slim down. You should aim to lift heavy weights that cause muscular failure around the 10 repetition mark. If you're only training 3 to 4 days each week, those sessions should alternate between upper and lower body workouts. For upper body training days, you'll be pairing pushing movements like chest presses and overhead presses together with pulling exercises like pull-ups and various rowing movements. During lower body sessions, you'll concentrate on exercises including squats, deadlifts, lunges, and Bulgarian split squats. Generally, 9 to 12 challenging sets for upper and lower body training can be completely sufficient, but remember the emphasis is lifting heavy weights. If you're seeking more detailed workout guidance for your upper and lower body training days, Form Vibe has numerous videos that will guide you step by step through proper workout structure. The final step is repeating these previous 4 steps consistently every single day for 30 consecutive days. Obviously, you can rotate different vegetables, carbohydrate sources, and protein options for your meals, but you must follow this exact framework with unwavering consistency daily. Again, countless alternative approaches exist, but this is a direct, straightforward, start-today method you can use to substantially reduce belly fat over the coming weeks without experiencing constant hunger. This last step of maintaining consistency probably represents the most important factor because adhering to this plan for only a few days won't produce any meaningful results whatsoever. That essentially covers everything. I genuinely hope this video provides tremendous value, and if it does, make sure you subscribe to Form Vibe and stay tuned for more science-based fitness videos. The approach I've described here has worked exceptionally well for myself and numerous clients who lead busy lives and don't mind eating similar meals daily. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.